What's up, party people? You already got some people trickling in. That's awesome. As per usual, we're going to give everybody a few minutes to hop on in. So if you're coming in the room, say hello. Let me know who's here. And we'll everybody a few moments to come in. And I'll get everything set up in the background. Oh, wow. I have a feeling this is going to be a big one today. Echo May, what's up? Good to see you. Hey, Linda. How's it going? Got Brenda here. Valerie. Awesome. Oh, wow. Jones Tina from Wisconsin. I am originally from South Florida. I spent my first 18 years in Coral Springs and then Parkland. And then I went to the University of Florida, graduated, spent a year in Orlando, and then in 2009, I moved to Los Angeles. Let's see. Dawn's here. To Laura. Cool name. Got Mary from Goshen. Is that Indiana? I think so. Right. Vanessa Green. Christy from Colbert, Washington. Wow, lots of people showing up today. Awesome. Oh, I love that this thing's growing. We got Linda from Clearwater. Linda's one of the first people to join the Journal Party fam. So appreciate you sticking around, Linda. It's awesome to see this thing growing. Wow. All right. Pen in hand, cat in lap. Awesome. Oh, cool. I said your name right. That's always important to me. Nice. Cool. All right. Well, yeah, so we'll probably give it until about 5 after for people to get into the room. Any newbies here tonight? First timers? Okay, Mary's new. Chelsea's new. Maggie May's new. Wow, okay, awesome. This is making my night. I love to see this thing growing because I poured my heart and soul into this community, and to see it growing really makes it all worth it. So let me explain what we do here. Every week we get together and we journal through life together. And so it's pretty simple. We're going to guide you through 10 prompts. And so let me pull up the Journal Party app. So that's what you're seeing right here. So let me make a better view for you there. So this is the Journal Party app. You can get it in the Apple App Store. You can get it in the Google Play Store, and you can also just access it through the website, journalparty.com, and do it on your browser if you'd like. You don't need it tonight, and you don't actually journal inside of the app. It just prompts you, and it's meant to be a companion to your journal. And whether or not you have the app, you can just hop on these things. Every week we do this for free. And so this is usually how we debut our new premium programs. And tonight we have a very special program called Exploring the Hidden Self. And so this falls under the shadow work category. And we got some pretty cool prompts for you tonight. Oops, sorry to keep your comments stuck up there, Veronica. Anyway, this one is called Exploring the Hidden Self. And it's just sort of a basic shadow work program. And so like I said, we got 10 prompts. We're going to do 3 minutes per prompt, although I have a feeling that some of you may want to spend a little bit more time on some of these. So the cool thing about the app is that there's player controls in it. And I call them power prompt playlists. So basically it works like a playlist, except for instead of music, it's prompts. And so you can, skip forward, go back, pause, or do whatever you like. And also, inside of the app, there is a space where all of these lives, you can actually stream the lives through the app, or you can watch the replays through the app. So if you ever miss one, no sweat. You can just go into the Journal Party Live section of the app, and then watch the next day or whenever you like. So if you run out of time on one of these, you can either write down the prompt and do it later, or if you don't feel like writing down the prompt and you want to go through it with the music and everything later, you can do that too. So if everyone's ready, we're just going to dive in. There's no wrong way to do this. So our motto here is just start writing. And when you see the prompt, I'll read it for you and then kind of just fade into the background. I'll make sure that there's some cool music going on, and set the vibe a little bit for you all. And at the end, you don't have to share what you write, and keep that in mind, because I want you to be brave here, especially with stuff like this. Your journal, I think, is sort of a sacred space where I think you should be really bold and be really brave if you can. That said, if any of this gets really challenging for you, make a note of it, and I think bring it to a professional if you need to. I'm not a mental health professional, and so be wary of getting advice from people like me online. I think a lot of us can bring our insights to the table, and we can share our insights here, and that's all well and good. But if something's particularly challenging, no harm in seeking professional help. That's why they're professionals, right? So in any case, I think the mind is a really interesting thing, and I like to view my journal as sort of a workshop for the mind. And here we're going to be digging pretty deep. These questions are designed to kind of take off the mask that we wear on a daily basis, and expose some of the things that we kind of shove down and run away from, things that we resist taking a look at. And you know there's probably a reason why we resist these things, and I think oftentimes the reason that we resist these things is perhaps the key to unlocking some of the personal growth that is really the way forward for us. So with that said, I'm just going to hit the start now button here. It's going to bring up the prompt, and we'll get started. So open up that journal. If you got a beverage, that's great. Snacks are great. Do you. And welcome to the party. Let's get started. All right, first prompt: the unseen companion. Write about a trait you dislike in others. Reflect on how this trait might be a part of you, even in small ways. Next prompt: hidden treasures. Think of a time when you surprised yourself with your reaction to a situation. What did you discover about yourself? The whisper of fears. What are you most afraid of people finding out about you? Why does this scare you? Behind the mask. Describe a part of your personality you only show in private. How does it feel to acknowledge this part of yourself? I feel like I'm on Stranger Things right now. Lost dreams. Recall a dream or goal you gave up on. What led to that decision, and how do you feel about it now? The inner critic. Write a conversation with your inner critic. What does it criticize the most, and what would you say back? Echoes of the past. Think of a childhood incident that left a mark on you. How does it influence your behavior or choices today? Reflections in the dark. Imagine your shadow self, the parts you hide or reject. What would this shadow self say to you? Forgotten joys. Identify something you loved doing as a child but no longer do. Explore the emotions and reasons behind leaving it behind. All right. The road less traveled. Write about a path you chose not to take in life. How do you think it would have changed you? All right. Nice work, everybody. So, for the newbies, now after we're done, we usually take a moment to integrate, collect ourselves, our thoughts. My apologies if this music was a little intense. I was trying to find stuff that felt ethereal. Some of this felt a little horror-y. Let me try to find something that's like a little more chill for the discussion part of this. Well, that was all right. What's this one? Ride for Love. That sounds okay. See, we needed stuff like this the whole way through. But you know what? It was shadow work, so I felt like it kind of needed to be a little darker, right? Yeah. So as I was saying, at this part of the live, what we like to do is collect our thoughts, share our insights. You don't have to share what you wrote, and by all means, no pressure to share anything private. But if you do have any insights or aha moments or anything like that that you feel like would benefit other people or something that you just want to talk about, feel free to share it. And actually, let me try something. I have there's a little link here. I'm gonna drop this into the chat. And if anybody wants to um hop on, I think you can pop on with like a like the cam and mic and stuff. I'm trying to get this to be a little more social because I don't love it that it's just me talking, with everybody, in the chat and stuff. So if anybody wants to pop on, feel free to, and also, no pressure on any of that and stuff. So while everybody's typing and whatnot, I'll share my stuff first. So the one that was the most fun for me, surprisingly, was the inner critic conversation. I was not expecting that one to be so much fun. Or so forthcoming. Like it just poured out of me. It was like I I I don't know that I've done very many like conversations with yourself types of prompts. But super fun. It kind of reminded me of has anybody ever read the book Conversations? I think it's called Conversations with God, Neil Donald Walsh. It maybe a little maybe a little bit sort of controversial for some of the faith-based folks out there, but just kind of interesting, right? Like the idea to be writing and have like a, conversation with, your higher self or whatever it is, right? That, it's just interesting, right? We all kind of talk to ourselves all day long and if to actually like become aware of that process and conscious of it or, focus that intentionally in this case with your inner critic, like giving yourself permission to pick yourself apart and then have a conversation about that was really interesting. Mine, I was like yelling at myself for getting fat, being like, "You're not taking your health seriously, and you need to get better at prioritizing things." And I'm like, "I know, I know." But in the end, I was nice to myself. I'm working on that too, and so it ended up being okay. But it was a pretty fun one for me. Um, what do we got here? Let's see if anybody else wanted to share some stuff. Uh, Saritha says, "Me too. I'm my worst critic." Where are you getting the prompts? Are you coming up with them spontaneously? No. So I do a lot of Googling. Well, first and foremost, I I spend a lot of time like brainstorming. So I use the app Notion and I come up with like a bunch of different categories. And then I like throughout the day, if I think of something or if I'm like reading something, I'll fill them in and like I kind of just build like a file of different ideas. And also I'll just spend a ton of time Googling stuff and I'll refine them throughout the day. And so yeah, I basically just keep like a massive file of this stuff and oftentimes I also work with my therapist and counselor, especially when it's stuff that's like a little more heady. The last thing I want to do is lead people astray. So I also lean on him quite a bit to get some of these prompts. So yeah. And also if anybody ever wants to contribute or collaborate on this stuff, the prompts, it takes me a lot of time to do. So, if anybody ever, wants to throw their hat in the ring, feel free to, send me an email. I'm happy to include people in this. Shani, I think is it Shani or Shani? I hope I didn't say it wrong. Oh my God, same. I wrote it like a drill sergeant. It's good. It's funny. Same, Sarita. All right. Kinder for other people than to other people than myself. Okay. I'm sure I'm gonna have a whole junk journal on that one. I've never tried junk journaling. It's never been one of my things. I got, maybe we can have like a workshop with the junk journal people on here and because I don't really know what that's all about. I've only ever been a writer. Cheryl says, I tell people to love themselves, but I don't follow my own advice. Yeah, that's a lot of times it's easier to dish out advice than to take it. Oops. Shinny says, I said, give me a damn minute. I didn't get here overnight. Give me 3 TO, 4 business days. Damn it. It's like, wow. Cheryl says, I love junk journals. Do affirmations to counteract your criticisms. Cool. Shawnee. Okay. Got it. I will not mess that up in the future. Shawnee. Awesome. There are junk journal Facebook groups. Yeah, I've seen them pop up. I just, it's never been my thing, so I haven't actually jumped into any of them. Christy says, Shadow Self said, I am in control of the parts of your life that cause you pain. Interesting. Wow, that's profound. Um, I read I read an interesting book on shadow work recently. Now it's escaping my mind what the book was called. Um, oh, what is it? It's like really popular right now. Um, oh goodness. Well, let me just Google popular shadow workbooks and it'll come right up. Workbooks. Nope. What the heck? Tip of the tongue syndrome. I'm sure it'll come up. Anyway, there was an idea out of that where where the sort of like the thesis of it was like deep down you actually there like you may actually like some of those like darker things, some of the pain that and that's why it shows up over and over again. And when you kind of get in touch with the fact that you're actually kind of getting off on it, then like there's power behind that. And that's so it's weird and maybe dangerous sort of notion, but pretty interesting. um Elizabeth Ann says, I think the light and shadow work together help me understand myself and what motivates me. I am not scared of my shadow. Yeah, I think that's important. You gotta have your own power about this sort of thing, right? I think, you know, no matter what your like belief system is around this stuff, it's really important to not approach this stuff with fear. And whether it's personal power or whether your whether it's like source power or whether it's the power of God or your creator. I think it's really important that you ground yourself in that, because otherwise it's really easy to get swept away in fear and trauma, which is like the root of a lot of this stuff. And caveat here again, I'm not a mental health professional, and when you start digging at the roots of trauma, a lot of scary things can happen. But if you can find somebody qualified to help you work through your trauma, I know that's been key for me. um, on the other side of that, hope and just incredible things. Cheryl, I'm so sorry. I gotta find that book now. I can't for the life of me think of it right now. Shawnee says, my favorite was The Identity, something you loved as a kid. Images of me blowing bubbles and jumping rope. Oh, that's cool. Too many to search for. Exactly. Okay. This journal party was a tough one. It will be sitting with me all week. Yeah. Yeah. Well, something I often say on these things is, I think one of the things that I've learned in doing this is, the insights don't always show up the moment you prompt yourself. But one of the cool things about your brain is that you give it a task. And I think, it sort of sits outside of time, at least in my experience. You know, even if the insight doesn't show up right then and there, it oftentimes will show up, later that evening or later, you know, uh, later in the week even. So, just the act of prompting your brain, I think, gives it something to chew on, and it's a processing instrument, right? So, it does it in the background, and the stuff that we're doing today, I think, is all about like the subconscious processes that we're chewing on, and I think kind of giving it permission to go into these areas that you've maybe suppressed is perhaps a good thing. Vanessa says, reflection in the dark, be happy in your own skin and how you look. Yep. Yeah, easier said than done for a lot of people. But yeah. Oh, who was it I need to get the body positivity program to? Thanks for reminding me about that. I need to make a note. Body positivity. Okay. Saritha says, yeah, you're right. Kind of like the book I read for class called The Dark Side of Leadership, where you actually had to face those things that came from trauma. Here, hold on. We've been playing this one song for ages. All right. This one's all right. Cool. Okay, yes, it was the inner child acting up. Cheryl says the prompts, reality, get your mind, I guess really get your mind thinking, but it doesn't feel judgmental. Just things to ponder and remember. Yeah, no judgment with this stuff. I mean, just little things floating on a rock in outer space. And it's cool that we think. Can't fix what ails you until you name it. This was truly awesome for me. Awesome. Glad you got something out of it. Check out Delirium Karma CD. Okay, I'll definitely check that out. Yeah, I got to be careful what I play on here. All this stuff that you're hearing tonight is I have all these like royalty-free memberships, and so before this, I try to find like whatever is appropriate for the session that we're about to journal through together. What is that freaking book? Oh, I gotta find it. It's like a bestseller right now. Look on Amazon. I just bought it for my fiance too. I feel like it's not like explicitly a shadow work book. Like it's not like named like shadow work for whatever, but it, I don't know. I'll have to share it in the group later, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to have to, yeah, I'll drop it in the group later. It's like black and red. Atomic Habits is awesome. Yeah, James Clear, right? No, that's not the book. No. It's a woman who wrote it. Let's see, did I have any other fun insights for everybody? Oh, an interesting thing. I mean, this was a personal thing, but I don't mind sharing it. The stuff that I gave up in my childhood, I actually reasoned out that the reason I gave it up was because I figured out that I couldn't be the very best at it. And that was like a weird thing that like I figured out that I couldn't, that I I mean, it's messed up, but like, some of the love that I would get as a kid was, conditional on, my achievements and stuff like that. And if I couldn't be the best at something, I didn't see my parents valuing it. So things like skateboarding and drawing, I had to let go of those things in favor of like school and stuff. I mean, it ended up being, maybe a good choice. I did well, but like, it's kind of sad, because I didn't get the praise and stuff like that. It's kind of messed up. Cheryl says, I didn't know I could go deeper than just recording what's happening. Oh, with journaling. Yeah. My fiance said that to me when I first started journal party. She's like, oh, I just thought it was just writing about your day. And it's like, no, you can, like I said this at the top of this one. I think of it as a workshop for the mind. It's where I solve problems. It's where I just you know mess around. Where I you know mind map all sorts of stuff. Complain about things. It's the best. I mean, today we were talking about things we keep hidden. I keep a lot of my journals hidden. That's a good one. Yeah, I have a whole trunk full of my shadow. Yeah, Jones Tina says journaling is deep, very deep, for sure. Awesome. Well, folks, it's been a pleasure hanging out with y'all as always. Yeah, guided journaling can be fun, for sure. If any of you guys haven't checked out the podcast, it's a bit of an audio adventure that I kind of DJ every week. It's set to tunes that are a little more funky than this scary stuff that we played tonight. Actually, I'm pretty proud of the last episode that we did. It's on compassion and having a personal impact. It's a little bit shorter than this. Instead of 10 prompts, we just do 5 prompts. So, and the sessions are about 15 minutes. So kind of like a quick little journal jam sesh. So if you want to check that out, here, I'll post that book in the group for sure, Shawnee. But yeah, here's journalparty.com/podcast. Definitely check out the podcast if you haven't. It's like one of my favorite things to make, and subscribe to that. Let me know what you think. I think I just did like the 82nd episode. Crazy. It's crazy. Been pretty consistent, dropping one every week. So yeah, I hope you guys will check that out and hope you'll love it. And otherwise, other than that, rather, have a great rest of your evening. Have a great rest of your week. Hope we helped you get over the hump. And yeah, that's all I got. So party on.